Welcome to our channel, USA Coin Spot. In this video I am going to tell you about the Kennedy half dollar, United States of America, which are very valuable and rare. If you have them, you can take advantage of them. Top 1. Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it could change your life? Not just add a few bucks to your pocket, but truly shock you with how much it's worth. Well, let me tell you something that very few people know. If you have a 1985 Kennedy half dollar with a tiny D mint mark, you might be holding a coin that could be worth thousands of dollars, and in some cases, even life-changing money. Sounds unbelievable, right? A coin worth just 50 cents, somehow being worth thousands? That's exactly what's happening in the coin collecting world right now. And you wouldn't believe how many people have one of these rare coins just sitting in a drawer, a jar, or a forgotten collection. What makes the 1985 Kennedy half dollar so special? Let me take you deep into this hidden treasure that's shocking collectors and blowing up in value. First, let's clear up one thing. Yes, millions of 1985 Kennedy half dollars were minted in Denver, and yes, most of them are only worth face value, just 50 cents. But there's a secret about this coin that most people overlook. A tiny percentage of these coins were minted with incredibly high quality, coins that were never released into circulation. These are the coins pulled straight from United States mint proof sets. Not just any proof set, but sets where the 1985 half dollar was preserved in nearly perfect condition, untouched, untarnished, and full of radiant luster. These proof quality coins were made for collectors only. They were struck with special dyes, polished carefully, and sealed away. But over time, some of these coins were separated from their sets. Some ended up in hands of casual collectors who had no idea what they were looking at. And those coins, when kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, can be worth an eye-watering amount of money today. You might be asking, how much could one coin really be worth? Well, let me hit you with the numbers. If you find a 1985 Kennedy half dollar from a proof set and it's in perfect condition, meaning it looks brand new, never circulated, has full mint luster, no visible scratches, and all the design details are razor sharp, you could be holding on to a serious payday. We're talking about coins that are graded by professionals at levels like MS67 or MS68, mint state grades that collectors go crazy for. These coins, especially when they are verified and graded by top agencies like PCGS or NGC, can command high prices at auctions. Some of them have recently sold for over $2,100. And that's just the starting point. Now brace yourself, because the top-tier examples, those extremely rare proof-level 1985 Kennedy half dollars in absolute flawless condition, have shattered expectations and reached values as high as $64,000. Yes, you heard that right. $64,000. For one single coin. Imagine holding that kind of value in your hand without even realizing it. Imagine the feeling of finding out your 50-cent piece is worth more than a luxury car, or even more than some people make in an entire year. That's why collectors are going crazy searching for these coins right now. The demand is exploding, and prices are climbing higher than ever. So here's the big question. How do you know if you have one of these valuable coins? Start by pulling out any 1985 Kennedy half dollars you might have. Flip the coin and look for the small D mint mark. This tells you it was minted in Denver. Now look at the condition. Does the coin look almost brand new? Does it shine with that mirror-like finish? Are all the details crisp and sharp, like Kennedy's hair, the stars on the reverse, and the eagle's feathers? If the answer is yes, if the coin looks flawless and hasn't been scratched or dulled by years of circulation, then you might have a rare proof quality coin that escaped its original set. That's when it's time to take the next step, get it professionally graded. Because once it's certified in the upper mint state levels, you could be looking at a major payday. And don't forget, most people don't know about this. They spend these coins without thinking. They let them sit in coin jars, not realizing they're sitting on a treasure. But you know better now. You're armed with the knowledge that a simple-looking 1985 Kennedy half dollar could be worth anywhere from $2,100 all the way up to an incredible $64,000. So here's what you need to do. Check your pocket change. Look through your old coin collections. Ask your family members if they have any old coins lying around. Visit yard sales, estate sales, or antique shops. You'd be shocked at what people let go for pennies. Because the next time you hold a 1985 D. Kennedy half-dollar, it might not just be 50 cents. It might be the coin that changes your life. Top 2. Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it might be worth more than just 50 cents? What if I told you there's a special American half-dollar from 1990? Yes, just a regular-looking coin at first glance, that could secretly be worth thousands of dollars today. And not just any version, but a very specific one with the D Mint mark from the Denver Mint, pulled straight from a U.S. mint-proof set. This isn't your average pocket change. This is the kind of coin that could turn an ordinary day into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. So before you spend that old half-dollar, or let it sit forgotten in a drawer, listen closely, because this is the kind of story coin collectors dream about. Now, the 1990 D. Kennedy half-dollar is already a favorite among collectors, but here's where it gets exciting. The key isn't just the coin itself, it's the condition, the source, and the incredible rarity of the proof strike from the original U.S. mint-proof set. We're not talking about circulation coins here, not the ones rattling around in pocket change. We're talking about a coin so special, it was minted with mirrored fields and sharp, frosted details, packed carefully in a sealed government-issued set, and even then, only a tiny number have been discovered in such pristine, untouched condition. Why is this specific coin worth so much? Well, collectors will pay top dollar, asterisk, and I mean top dollar asterisk, for a perfect example from a proof set that's been preserved over the decades. When these coins are professionally graded and earn a perfect grade, especially PR70 Deep Cameo, it's like winning the coin lottery. They become true treasures, trophies of American minting perfection. These aren't coins you spend. These are coins you frame. You protect. You insure. You brag about. And for good reason. What pushes this coin's value through the roof is demand. The Kennedy half-dollar series has a loyal collector base. Combine that with the challenge of finding a flawless proof version from the Denver Mint, and you've got a recipe for explosive prices. Every collector wants one, but few have the honor of owning one. That's what makes the 1990 D proof half-dollar so irresistible, and so incredibly valuable. Some of these rare coins, still in their original U.S. Mint packaging and graded at the highest levels, have shocked the market with their auction results. These are the coins that don't just turn heads, they turn dreams into reality. Imagine discovering that your proof set holds a coin that's not just collectible, but rare enough to be worth more than your monthly salary, maybe even more than your CAR. So what's the potential value of the 1990 D. Kennedy half-dollar from a proof set in perfect condition? Hold on tight, because it's jaw-dropping. One of these stunning coins has sold for as much as $54,000, and others have been valued at over $2,100, depending on their condition, grade, and presentation. That's not a typo. That's the actual kind of money these rare beauties are commanding in today's booming coin market. So go check your collection. Dust off that old proof set. You might be holding one of the most sought-after Kennedy half-dollars ever minted. And if you find the 1990 D from a proof set in flawless condition, well, let's just say your 50-cent coin might be worth a whole lot more than you ever imagined. Top 3. Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it might secretly be worth a fortune? Well, you better check again, because today we're talking about one particular coin that might look like your everyday pocket change, but collectors are hunting it like gold. That's right, we're talking about the 1994 American half-dollar with the Denver Mint mark, pulled directly from a proof set. This isn't your average coin story. This is the kind of coin that can make you drop everything and dig through your collection right now. Now, the Kennedy half-dollar is one of the most iconic coins in American history. First minted in 1964 to honor the legacy of President John F. Kennedy, it's been a staple in U.S. coinage ever since. But here's the twist. By the 1990s, people weren't really using half-dollars anymore. Most went straight to collectors or sat untouched in rolls, mint sets, and proof sets. That's exactly why certain dates, certain finishes, and certain mint marks have skyrocketed in value. And the 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar from a proof set? It's one of those rare hidden gems collectors are going crazy for. You see, the Denver Mint doesn't normally produce proof coins. Most proof coins come out of San Francisco. That's what makes this one so special. The 1994 D with proof-like features isn't just a beautiful coin, it's unusual, and unusual always catches the attention of serious collectors. Now imagine finding a pristine, untouched 1994 D half-dollar in deep cameo condition, with that mirror-like shine and frosted detail so sharp it practically glows under light. That's when things get serious. That's when the money starts rolling in. Most people look at coins and see 50 cents. But coin collectors? They look at coins like these and see opportunity, sometimes worth thousands of dollars. In fact, a 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar in top-graded condition from a proof set recently sold for over $1,100. That's right, $1,100 for a single coin. Just imagine that. A coin worth more than 2 weeks' worth of groceries for most families, sitting quietly in a coin folder or proof set. But that's only the beginning. Let me tell you something that'll make your jaw drop. A flawless specimen of the 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar, graded in perfect condition, deep cameo contrast, brilliant eye appeal, once reached a staggering auction price that shocked even veteran collectors. $63,000. Yes, you heard that right. $63,000 for one coin. The reason? It's all about condition, rarity, demand, and the explosive growth of coin collecting as a hobby and investment. Right now, more people in the United States are collecting coins than ever before. The coin market is booming. You've got investors, collectors, even treasure hunters all chasing the same thing: rare coins in high grades. Coins that were overlooked for decades are now commanding prices that would have been unthinkable just 10 years ago. That's why the 1994 D half-dollar from a proof set has become a star. It checks all the boxes: rare appearance, collector appeal, historical importance, and the potential to find it still sitting in collections across the country. Think about it. Someone could have gotten this coin 30 years ago, put it in a drawer, never touched it again, and today it might be worth more than a brand new car. That's the kind of magic that makes coin collecting so exciting. Every box of proof sets, every old mint roll, every forgotten collection has the potential to hide one of these valuable coins. And you could be the one to find it. So here's what you need to do: go back and check your collection. If you or someone in your family has old proof sets, especially from the 1990s, look closely. Find the 1994 half-dollar. Look for the D mint mark. Examine the surfaces. Does it have that ultra-shiny mirror finish? Does it look flawless? If it does, it could be worth sending to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Because if your coin comes back with a high grade, especially in PR69 or the ultra-rare PR70 deep cameo, then congratulations. You could be holding a coin that's worth thousands, and don't make the mistake of spending it or selling it too soon. Do your homework. Check recent auction sales. Talk to experienced collectors. Because the right coin in the right condition, at the right time, can change everything. And if you find the Holy Grail, the absolute top-tier 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar that collectors are dying to get their hands on, you might be looking at a payday that could hit $63,000. That's $63,000. Not a typo. That's real, documented auction history. For a coin that started its life worth just 50 cents. So next time someone says coin collecting is just a hobby, show them this video. Show them what's really possible when you know what to look for. Because coins like the 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar from a proof set aren't just pieces of metal, they're opportunities. They're forgotten treasures. And they could be your ticket to a serious payday. Thanks for watching, and welcome to USA Coins 69. Where we bring the hidden value of American coins to life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss another rare coin alert. Your next coin hunt might just lead you to a small fortune. Keep looking. Keep searching. Because the next coin worth $1,100, or even $63,000, might be hiding in your collection right now. Top 4. If you've got a jar of old coins sitting around, you might want to stop what you're doing right now and dig through it, because one of the most overlooked treasures in American coinage could be hiding right under your nose. We're talking about a coin that many people ignore, spend, or even toss in a drawer without a second thought. But what if I told you that one very specific half-dollar from 1974, yes, the American half-dollar with a D mint mark from that year, could quietly be worth thousands of dollars? And if you're lucky enough to have the right one from a special proof set, your casual coin could actually make you a serious profit. This is not a collector's fantasy. This is real, documented, and it's taking place right now in auctions and collector circles across the country. Let's get into it, because this coin's story is not only fascinating, it's potentially life-changing. The 1974 D half-dollar features the profile of John F. Kennedy, as do all Kennedy half-dollars since 1964. But while millions of these were minted for circulation, there's one version that stands head and shoulders above the rest in both rarity and value. This particular coin doesn't just come from pocket change, it originates from a government-issued proof set. And here's the twist, it's not supposed to exist with a Denver Mint mark in that form. What makes it so special? We're talking about an extremely rare, somehow released specimen that slipped out with an extraordinary level of detail, sharpness, and flawless finish, far beyond what you'd see in the typical business strike. Experts believe it may have been created under unique conditions, potentially as an experimental strike, a mint error, or even a deliberate trial piece. Whatever the origin, it's one of the most talked about coins in U.S. numismatic history. Collectors are obsessed with it because it's the perfect storm, a common date, a familiar face, but an impossibly rare variant that's not supposed to exist. That's what creates demand, that's what creates scarcity, and that's what drives serious money. So how can you tell if you've got the real deal? First, you'll want to look for the D mint mark under Kennedy's neck on the obverse. Now, don't get too excited yet. Most of these are standard coins and are worth just face value. But if your 1974 D half-dollar has razor-sharp details, mirror-like fields, and looks like no other coin you've ever seen, you might be holding something incredibly rare. The key is in the quality of the strike. We're talking deep cameo contrast, no wear, no contact marks, just perfection. And that kind of condition doesn't happen by accident. It's the hallmark of a coin that wasn't meant for circulation, yet somehow made it out of a proof set and into the hands of someone who kept it safe all these years. Now let's talk about money, because this is where things get really interesting. In recent years, collectors and auction houses have battled over top-tier examples of this exact coin. Not just because it's beautiful, but because it's so rare. We're talking verified sales of this 1974 D half-dollar, from a proof set, in pristine condition, reaching jaw-dropping prices. Some examples have sold for $1,100. Others? $10,000. And in the most unbelievable cases, when everything lines up perfectly, when the coin is flawless, and when bidders know exactly what they're looking at, we've seen final hammer prices as high as $78,000. Yes. You heard that right. $78,000 for a single half-dollar coin that looks like any other to the untrained eye. So if you're thinking about cashing in that coin jar, think again. Take your time. Look closely. Because if that rare proof like 1974 D half-dollar is in your hands, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a hidden treasure. And that treasure could be worth anywhere from $1,100 to $78,000. Now that's the kind of pocket change that could change your life. Don't forget to check your coins, because your next big payday might just be hiding in your change.